The term ARC actually stands for Artists Rooted in Collaboration, and we came up with that name because we literally are a group of artists in the East Bay who are looking for a permanent space, a home that artists can come and create. Even looking at Rhode Island, almost every community, almost every part of the state has got a theater space. They've got a place that people can come and perform. And for some reason, I think the highest concentration of artists are located in the East Bay, and yet we have nothing.
Having a vibrant arts community in the East Bay is critical to the health of all arts, because people take inspiration from a lot of things, and I think that people can take inspiration from each other.
It's such a beautiful form of expression, and I feel like I'm able to connect with people and tell a story in a way that is not possible with any other medium. And it's a beautiful way to meet people, connect with people, and just being able to make people feel something.
You can show the audience like different stories that they've never heard of. You can play all kinds of different characters. You can like find your people, because all of my friends and my people come from theater. That's how I met a lot of my best friends.
Bristol Theater Company has been around for over 30 years. I've been on the board for over 20 years. And about 3 or 4 years ago, I started also collaborating with Arts Alive, and I also direct some of their children's shows now with Arts Alive. So I work with both of those organizations. We came together with some community members from the town that understand the importance of theater and the arts for the community to form ARC.
We're all kind of forces to be reckoned with. So I think when you bring those forces together, it's time to pay attention. It's not just a couple of voices. It's a force, and it's a force for a really important reason.
I'm a sensation. I'm a sensation.
ARC is going to be a place that is open and available to these artists, where they can come and teach classes, where they can have art shows, whether they're summer residencies where we're bringing in people from out of state, from New York, from Chicago, from Los Angeles, to come in our community and to bring us Broadway and off-Broadway level talent and regional theater talent.
The thing about ARC and this space is that it's going to be available to all ages, so not just students, but there's a big group of people who do community theater.
I'd love to also be on stage again, and this could afford that for other adults in the area, because it's just not here right now. There isn't the opportunity.
There are always wolves, there are always smells, there are always heat.
We need a space to rehearse and to be able to perform in, speaking artistically, right? Also as a choreographer, to be able to move across the floor, and you need horizontal space as well as vertical space, and to be able to mark things out is not effective when you then have to do it full out on a stage. So you need a good amount of space to be able to create.
It may sound trivial, like, oh, you can put on theater anywhere, but things are important. A proper floor is important. And now, part of theater is technology, and what you can do with technology is incredible now.
We need a centralized space. I mean, sports is something that's so funded in Barrington, and they have so many spaces, and I think that this is just as important for so many of us. And it's really hard to go from this tiny space and to just go from so many different places and try to connect it. So I think having this one centralized space where we can all go and we can be way more connected, and it'll help with rehearsals and just the whole process.
We are at 16 Miller Street, which is our storage workshop space for Bristol Theater Company. It's not ideal because our stuff is at a different space than where we perform and where we rehearse, but we make it work. So when doing anything, especially with the kids, it's bringing stuff to where they're rehearsing. So when we're doing fittings, when we're working with props, when we're doing anything during the rehearsal process, we have to bring everything to where we're going. So it's a lot of coming here, picking up what we need, schlepping it to where we're going, and then using it and then having to bring it back.
When we first got the Second Story Theater as a theater, I was in the first and only production there when they did Christmas Carol. And it was wonderful having a space that we could work in and rehearse in, where we didn't have to rehearse in a tiny space and then adapt later, a week before the show, to get used to a new space.
We truly thought that that was going to be our new home. Unfortunately, things out of our control happened and we were no longer able to use that space. No one in the community is sadly able to use that beautiful space. It was ideal. It was somewhere we could have had all of our things together and a beautiful theater space and a beautiful music space and bring in all of those other things people in the community were looking for. A restaurant, a theater that had a bar, a theater that had places that people could get refreshments and just enjoy themselves. And it really did seem like the dream was happening, and then it was abruptly taken away. And that was a really large hit for the theater community.
And it's sitting there shuttered now, and no one's able to use it.
I've been part of other projects that are outside of the area, and it involves local leaders. It involves people to invest in the arts in a way that's very unique to the East Bay. I've been part of other projects in different cities, and I can say it has worked out very successfully, that there are capital campaigns that have worked for other organizations that I've been part of that are multi-million-dollar projects and that are able to really sustain in the environment to create a space for multiple organizations with maybe different missions, but a united front that we need a home for the arts.
I feel like the community needs a place to be creative and to share work and connect. Theater brings people together. It challenges minds and it gets you to think differently and concentrate on how we can change the world.
I'm really interested in this project because I certainly think that there's no question that it's going to have a widespread economic, cultural, and educational impact in our community. There are a lot of different revenue streams that can facilitate the creation of a performing arts center. There's a lot of federal grants out there, there's a lot of state grants out there, and a lot of nonprofit grants. I think making sure that we are asking our state senators and our state reps, as well as our federal congressional delegation, that this is important to us and that it means a lot to us and that we value this, will facilitate the fundraising for something like this.
I don't think people understand that nonprofit theater companies are show to show. And if we don't have spaces to do shows, the shows aren't going to happen and the theater companies are going to dissolve. They won't be around anymore. So the location piece is so important just for the sustainability of the companies in the area, but also the arts in the area.
I think that the arts bear such an important place in anybody's development throughout their adolescence. As I said, it encourages you to put yourself out there creatively. It builds your communication skills, builds up your confidence.
It's definitely like an extended family because it's just like sharing the thing you love most, once again, with the people you love.
You can find art in everything. Art's in nature, art is everywhere. And I think if you look hard enough, anywhere is full of art. But I think especially East Bay is full of the art that people think of when they think of art.
A lot of people out there say that they care about things, but there's not a lot of people that are willing to do something about it. And we're really challenging people. If you care about this, get involved. Join a community of people that want to make things happen and want to make our area better. And don't sit at home and think about it. Do it.